And live. Well, hello everybody. Here we are at the Brickworld live stream. And there we go. Let's make sure I turn off my YouTube because I can hear myself. Sorry. We're getting off to a great start here. Just going to mute that. Yeah, and I can see myself starting the live stream with a 30-second delay. That's perfect. We're off to a great start tonight. Let's bring in Phoebe. There we go. There's Phoebe.
Hello.
Hey, how's everything going tonight, Phoebe?
Good. How about you?
Decent. I wish that this has gone off to a smoother. Get distracted by my own voice during it. But hey, you can't have everything, can you?
That's not the worst thing that happened. The worst thing that happened is when we didn't actually go live when we thought we went live. So I think we're improving.
We went live, but we just weren't broadcasting.
Exactly.
We went live. So here we are, Brickworld live stream. This week, we're talking, of course, to me here on Everybody's Right. Mark Larson, you can follow us on most social media platforms at Brickworld. We'll go over the other handles towards the end of the live stream. And we also have Phoebe Schwabe, one of our newest staff members. We've added a lot in the last few months because I need a lot of support. How's life treating you, Phoebe?
It's doing good. Just working and playing with Lego.
Good. I would say this is much different than our last live stream when we were actually sitting next to each other because we're at like vastly heights right now.
That was more fun, just saying.
Right. I feel like I'm at a bar height table and you're at like a couch by a coffee table. Which is
I'm actually at my dining room table. Just my dining room table is shorter than yours. So
right. Oh, there's Matt. We get the little bald like horror movie sort of fancy in the background on our live streams. This is Planning for Brickworld. It's episode number 5. So welcome to everybody who's been following us and who's wanting to be part of the Brickworld community and follow along as we get ready for this year's show. This week we're talking about requesting display space. So we're going to get right to it. Make sure this is concise as possible so that we're not doing things like getting distracted by the sound of our own voices. So, requesting display space. Yeah. I mean, it is something that's jarring when you're like in sort of you're a new live streamer and things can make you panic. Like the sound of your own voice coming through your speakers and being afraid that everybody else can hear it. Which, by the way, when we went back through our live stream that wasn't, it actually, the software we have here doesn't let what comes out of the speakers come back through the microphone.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, it's going to be necessary since we don't ever do that on our own. So let's go ahead and get ourselves over to the Brickworld website. We're talking about tonight requesting display space. And we covered in previous live streams how to set up your account and how to register for the show. So once you've done that, once you've set up your account and registered for the show, which you can catch up on if you go back to episodes 1 and 1.5, because my internet cut out in the middle of the first episode, so we had to do a second half. You go over to the account tab, and the sub menu will give you the option for My Page. You can click on My Page. And tonight we're going to talk about requesting display space. It's under the heading down here where it says My Convention Stuff. You're going to go to My Display Space. So what you're not going to do is click on My Mock Cards. You can definitely request mock cards, but that does not automatically get you display space. So we have a lot of people in the past who have requested their mock cards and then expected to get display space from that request, and we don't check mock cards for display space requests. So you have to do this first because this is the way to get the display space. The My Mock Cards is how to get a tent card on your display that gives the title and builder of your display. But the way to get the actual space is by hitting My Display Space here. And it brings you to a form. Right here, we have My Display Space request this year. I'm bringing a Fabuland Orchard. Hope you all come by my display and see it. And if you already have display space requested, you'll have that in here as you get to this place. This page where you have My Display Space. And down here at the bottom, you have the option to add another space. If you go to this page and you don't have any display space requested at this point, this table will be empty. And this button will still be here. It'll say add another space. So it won't say add my first space, or it won't say add space. It'll just say add another space. And it means add another in addition to 0. So go ahead and hit that button down there that says add another space. And you're going to name it. In this case, today I'm going to do my Fabuland Space Station. And space owner name, again, that's me, Mark Larson. My lug affiliation, I'm with Eurobricks. Email is in there. Name of collaborators, there are none, so you can just leave that blank. 18 and over is my age group. Simple enough. You hit next. So getting to this table space starts out with half a table or one table. And our tables are 8 feet by 30 inches. That's 8 feet by 2.5 feet. So if you already have like dimensional thinking and can figure out the way your display space sits in 8 feet by 2.5 feet, you're in luck already. But the first two options are for half a table. Say you're bringing a mock and you only need a half table worth of space. Go ahead and click that. If it's only on one table, hit 8 feet by 30 inches, which is 8 by 2.5 feet. And if you do that, you go ahead and hit next. It'll ask you if you need a tablecloth, if you need electricity. I don't for the space station. It lights itself. And I hit next again. And it asks you how to group it. This is all about the awards categories. And in this case, mine is a space display technically. So I'm going to go ahead and hit next. And then additional descriptions or comments. In this case, you might want to say, for one table displays, we don't have a lot of options. In some of the other space requests, it may ask you how many sides viewable, or if in that case, you can say 2, 3, or 4, in addition to 1, which is what we're going to assume when you have 1 or a half table display space, is that it's viewable from the front side of that table. But say you have a deep display and you say something in here like my display is 2.5 feet viewable by 8 foot depth. Most people who are getting one table, they want the 8 feet in front viewable, and the depth of the table is 2.5 feet. But if you have anything different here, go ahead and let us know. Would prefer to be on a corner with the viewer left side. So that's basically like if you have a lot on one side of your display on the front and then one side, let us know which side from the viewer's viewpoint. Leave any of those in there. This is something that we ask you to agree to when you submit a display space request. You're keeping it displayed for the entire weekend, so that you won't say, if you have something to do Sunday afternoon back at home, you won't pack up your stuff on Saturday night and leave an empty table for Saturday for the public guests. We want the public expo guests to be able to see everything on Sunday that they would be able to see on Saturday. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I've read all of these terms and agreements. Again, these are this is all very important that you read through before you submit your request to make sure that you adhere to all of these other rules that we have for displaying. But for the sake tonight of being concise, we're going to skip those for now. Please read those before you submit your request. Hit the submit button and you have a display space, and you can edit that at any time in your My Page. Right here, if I want to go and edit it, I can go ahead and click the edit button down here. But we're going to talk about like requesting more intricate display space tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and hit add another space. And tonight I'm going for my Fabuline Castle. I have a bit of a theme here. If you didn't notice, I like the Fabuline theme. Eurobricks again is my lug affiliation. And again, you don't need to put anything in here if you're displaying by yourself and you don't want it to necessarily be associated with your lug. We just put this so that we have the information if you are displaying with another group and want to be put in that island, or we will automatically put you with other people from your lug so that you are with people that you know already. No collaborators 18 and over. I'm going to hit next, and this time I'm going to hit more space. So then I'm going to hit next, and we get a different screen this time. So there's a few different examples here of how solid surfaces work, how O-shaped rings work, and how U-shaped rings work. We get this a lot where somebody requests a U-shaped ring, and they give us a depth of 2.5 feet, which is just one table. So you can't have a U-shaped ring at 2.5 feet because it's not enough depth to give us a U. So this is basically something where we've got, you might have a train layout or something that's intricate as far as like a castle layout or a space station or whatever it is that people can see from 3 sides that you want to be able to access the back side from. And so you give us a U-shaped ring. So I'm going to say that ours is a O-shaped ring of tables. And I'm going to hit next. And then it gets very detailed and intricate because we need to know how much space you actually need. And you have a lot of different options here to communicate with us about the display space that you need. So the first option you have is what are your measurements in? And we prefer it in feet, but you can give it to us in any of these measurements: inches, 32 stud base plates, 48 stud base plates, or studs. Now, I would say if you're not setting up on 32 or 48 inch, stud base plates, and you have kind of like a free form, feel free to just grab a 32 stud base plate and measure your existing mock by that. And say that you have something that's sitting around that like it isn't sitting on base plates itself, and you don't feel like counting the studs to give us this measurement. If you go ahead and just like put a bunch of base plates either underneath or in front of your display and let us know what those stud dimensions are, or if you're a little bit more inclined with tools, you can just grab a tape measure and let us know the inches or feet that you want to know. That your display space is. Basically, one of the reasons we give you the option to put it in studs, if you have a solid surface and you're not sure exactly how many tables you need, we can translate that once we know how many studs your creation is. This helps a little bit more when it's something that's like a table and a half or like 2.5 tables, where we can work you together with another display that can share table space with you. That gets down into the details on our layout coordinator's part. However, it does help us out a lot to know the precise amount of space that you need so that we can get as many displays as possible, because at Brickworld Chicago, we're at 100,000 square feet of display space, and we are starting to run out of room year after year with all the requests that we get for display space. So we want to keep everybody having the capability to display, and we also want to keep our aisles nice and wide to have the public in, so that they have a positive experience and can get through the venue comfortably and want to come again without feeling too crowded as they're there to see everything. So for the sake of argument, I'm going to say that I know that this is going to be 16 feet because I've got 2 tables in front at the top of that U. And then the depth. So the depth is going to be a bit different. So we have 8-foot tables by 2.5-foot tables. So I'm going to say that the front of it's going to be 2 tables deep, and then I want 1 table on each side the arms of that U, right? So we have, if we have 4 tables in front at a 16-foot width, that's going to be at least 5 foot deep already. And then I'm going to put a table on each side. That's going to add 8 feet on the outside to each side. Okay, so we're working a little bit with math here, but if you envision this in your head, that you've got 4 tables in front, 2 tables on the side. That's 6 tables altogether. So we've got 16 feet in front. We've those 2 tables. That first set of 4 tables that creates the baseline of that U-shaped ring is going to be 16 feet by 5 feet because the tables are 2.5 feet deep, and then another 8 feet on both sides. We have an entire area of 16 by 15. Phoebe, check me on my math. Is 8 plus 5? Nope, 13. 16 by 13 feet. Getting a little bit excited. Yeah, exactly. So
I can give a visual of this space if you want.
Yep, I've got that ready as well. So I'm going to go ahead and submit that, but I'm going to show you another. Actually, let's go ahead and, what was that, Phoebe? What do you got there? What's that? Is that the exact display space that I just described?
It is.
I love it.
I'm using some 2x8 plates to make my table size. So basically, saying one stud is 1 foot.
Yep.
So it's 2 by 8 feet, basically. And
Yep.
so then you said 4 tables up front.
You got it.
And then 2 tables on the side. And then those are my little minifigure heads looking at the tables.
Many sides viewable. That's great. And thank you, because I think one of the hardest things in design is translating words into a visual representation. People fail at that all the time. And you've done a great job there. I will say so that's an easy way to do it, because you can send that a picture of that layout that you got there on your base plate with your 2x8 plates to layout@brickworld.com. I'm going to go ahead and throw that up on the screen real quick. However, I've just created the graphics, so give me a second. Let's layouts. There it is, layout@brickworld.com. If you have a more intricate design and you just want to let us know what exactly it is, go ahead and send an email to layout@brickworld.com, because again, it's harder to send that information by words instead of by something visual. It's easier to see it. Send us a picture like that with some 2x8 plates and the minifig heads, again, facing which ways that you expect it to be viewable. To layout@brickworld.com, and let us know your name, so that we can associate it with your account and with your display space request. And if you're with a lug, and a lot of lugs bring in rather elaborate collaborative displays, so it's a really good option to use for communicating that with us. So I'm going to show you another way to do it here. You can also send us a picture in studio. So what I've done here is I've made 2x8 plates. Again, our tables are 8 by 2.5 feet, but this is enough. This is close enough for us to know what you're talking about. And I've gone ahead and alternated the colors here so that you can see the 3 different tables. If you want to go as far as to give us a tertiary color to really show the difference between the 3, you can go ahead and do so. However, using just 2 colors, I'm sure will show us what we need to see. But if we're doing if we want 2 sides viewable, what I've done here is I've added these 2 tables and this table to get the entire display that we expect. And then I have the minifig heads here, which, by the way, I have no idea what this minifig head came from. I saw it in the list and I found it was really funny. And I was like,
it's okay, one of my has a headband on him, so
so there's any different way. There's many different ways of doing this. But I've gone ahead, and since we have 3 colors in here, I'm just going to say this is this is another option. This is not what I described earlier, but that is a U-shaped ring. If you have something here where you have your entire lug coming and you're in charge of sending us the display space request, I mean, you can basically put all this together here and show us the entire ring. There's any sorts of options, and it's easier for us because we already speak in Lego studs. So if we can tell you that one of our tables is 2 by 8 studs, and you can represent it for us in this way, and I'm going to say that we're gonna ask for a full walk around here. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that that is clear in this demonstration. Again, this is the easiest way to do it is how Phoebe showed us. If you don't already have a digital design program, it might be a little bit more difficult for you to learn it just for this. However, I do suggest that you learn a tool like this because it helps a lot in design, as you can see in our last episode, episode number 4, about how to build an original mock, or how to build your first display, a display inspiration, basically. This is a helpful tool for Lego fans for many reasons. However, just for sending us display space requests, again, you can send this to layout at Brickworld, and we'll know exactly what you're talking about when you fill out this form. So we're going to go ahead and go back to that form and turn off Illustrator, which is where I just made that title. So you guys can have that real quick. The width of space between tables, this is something where we're asking if you have a larger display with single tables in the description that you have. It gives us, without a visual description, how much space you might need. So let's say that I'm going to go for, like, the width of space between tables is going to be 3 feet, again, by 3 feet. In case you have somebody in your lug. Well, this also just helps for having an actual entrance into your U-shaped ring or your O-shaped ring. Again, I tried to show that here with the entrance that I put. You can see the 3 studs that I left open. I go with 3 studs as a standard in case you have anybody in your lug that has different abilities that you would like to accommodate for the show. 3 feet is typically standard for getting like a wheelchair in or having an accessible space. But you don't have to worry about this number if you have a diagram for us like this. If we have questions about this, if you're filling this out just by dimensions, trying to describe it to us, we will certainly email you back. However, it helps to send an email with a diagram to layout@brickworld.com. If you're part of a lug, we do have the lug contact Discord channel, which we're working on inviting all the lugs to. That should be happening in the next couple weeks, and so we can reach out to a lug representative who is our contact to say, what is your group intending and what did it mean by this? We can ask you questions very easily. So I'm going to say, by the way, just going through this last part of the form, needing tablecloths, yes. Needing electricity, I'm going to say yes for fun. Specific layout on my tables is flexible because I have smaller individual mocks and not a predetermined layout. I'm going to say that this is a collaborative layout where all the terrain lines up. So you're going to tell us no. If you're a lug and you're bringing just a selection, everyone has like their mocks that they want to bring, and you collected their table requests, you want to hit yes for this because it's flexible, because everyone has their own individual table or half table. You can say yes here if it's something where it's collaborative terrain where everything is kind of integrated together and it has to be the exact dimensions you send us. You're going to hit no. My display can be viewed from 2 or 3 sides, all 4 sides. The reason we have these options, you want to tell us the maximum amount of sides that this can, the minimum amount of sides that this can be viewed from, because again, we're trying to fit in a lot of display spaces. If you absolutely want it full walk around, you have full detail on all sides, go ahead and hit all 4 sides. If you're not sure, or it's like they could see the back and it might be interesting, let us know 2 or 3 sides. And we'll get back to you if we have any questions. We'll give you as many sides possible as we can. We may come to you and say, hey, can you hide one side of this just so we can fit more displays in? Again, it's islands, as we found at Brickworld Indianapolis this year with some of our new displayers. They wanted their display to be on its own with a full walk around. But as new members of the lug, they weren't able to spend the weekend with the rest of their lug because they were kind of in an island off by themselves and to get to socialize, get to know people the way they wanted to. The same is going to be true at Brickworld Chicago, where there's going to be over 1,000 Lego fans from around the world that you may want to meet. And if you're in an island by yourself, it may take away the opportunity to meet more of them than you would if you were displaying together in an island. So give us the minimum amount of sides that you're willing to display to have viewable to the public, and we'll accommodate you as best as we can. I'm going to say for this all 4 sides because I already made the diagram. And let's see, where does this take us next? Because we're at 75% done. Again, we have what's it called? The awards categories here that you can put it in. Microscale cities. I don't see collaborative, but it's my lug. Actually, this again, I apologize because I'm running over this too fast. This is not for awards categories. This is a something that we can display if we choose to. The layout coordinators, if they want to make islands that are specifically for city, or keep friends displays closer together, or keep interactive displays closer together, XYZ, we can do so if we so desire to. We don't use this very often, but it's nice to have in case we do want to have, say, we see it happen most with art, mosaic, sculpture displays, mosaic tables, tables that need mosaics and easels tend to be displayed together if they don't already have a lug, because it's easier for us to deliver easels and have a walk down that's kind of like an art gallery. That's probably the place we use it the most. So go ahead and categorize this as that it's for us, it's not for awards. So ignore what I said last time. And again, here you can put any descriptions that you would like anything you want to tell us and make a smile if you don't necessarily need anything specific from us. And again, consenting to these rules and hitting that you've read and understand these rules here. Please do so again on your own. They are important to us. We want you to agree to these. Once you click that, we do expect you to adhere to those rules, hitting submit, and then you have your display space. So there we are. In all that, I feel like maybe I went just slightly too fast. But I can go ahead and get rid of that, layout at brickworld.com. And let's add my face back in here if I can find it. Yep.
Otherwise, you stare at me.
Yep, exactly. We switch sides because I forgot which side.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So we've got a few people watching us tonight, which is great.
We do.
Let's go ahead and open this up to our live Q&A. If I can find my handy little overlay that says live Q&A, which I can't, but that's fine. It's live Q&A either way. Little Q&A.
Somebody asked where Milwaukee is this year.
Live Q&A.
Woo!
Here we are. Let's take a look at the comments that have been left because there are 13 comments. Oh, yay. We got somebody liking it and subscribing it while they were waiting for it to start. Love that. That's Stephen Greenwood. He'll be displaying at Brickworld Milwaukee this weekend. I'm sorry, not this weekend. In 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Come on.
Hope it's not this weekend because I've got a lot of packing to do if that's the case. I will say one thing that we ran into some confusion with during Brickworld Indianapolis is that the live stream is all about Brickworld Chicago, the convention. We have several Brickworld expos that have nothing to do with this live stream so far. So when we talked about last time that the goodie bags were out of stock, that's only Chicago where we sell goodie bags to the attendees. So we had some people email us at contactus@brickworld.com because we put the email up on the screen and said email us if you want to get on the wait list for goodie bags. However, there are no goodie bags for Indianapolis, so we had a couple people trying to get on the wait list for goodie bags for Indianapolis, which didn't exist. So if you are coming to one of the expos, this is specifically for convention attendees. If you're going to one of the expos, it's much easier to just walk in and look at displays. There's much more involved in attending the convention as a fully registered attendee with a badge as for the A full convention, which happens Wednesday through Sunday. All of our other expos, if you are an adult fan of Lego, you're still just going to be able to see Saturday and Sunday, unless you're exhibiting with us, of course. But the public tickets are only for Saturday and Sunday for, let's go through them. Indianapolis, Milwaukee, the new one, Fort Wayne, Detroit, which will be announcing the new one soon. So let's see what else we have here. Oh, we've got people sharing this. Stephen Greenwood's all over this tonight. Noise suppression and feedback reduction is important. Thank you. I thought I had that set. I apparently do.
That was the comment on what you were saying
Oh,
on the
on that. Yes, yes, and that's why it does it because I have it set. Thank you, Stephen Greenwood, because
yeah.
I still don't know what I'm doing when it comes to live streams. And honestly, we're not trying to be like YouTube stars here. We're just trying to help people out, and so we're going to edit these down some of our instructions down to like 2-3 minute videos so that people can go, especially new attendees, can go and say how to request display space, how to request mock cards, how to sign up for a badge, like all these sorts of things. We have our visual communication coordinator, Alex Neer, is lurking. Where is Brickworld Milwaukee this year? So Brickworld Milwaukee, again, that's an expo, not a convention. That is what, April 14th and 15th, I believe. Am I right? 15th and 16th. April 15th and 16th. It's in West Allis, Wisconsin, which is right outside Milwaukee. It's at the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds, Wisconsin State Fair Park. And we're not in the products pavilion this year like we haven't been in years past. We're actually at the Expo Center in Hall B. So Expo Center, Hall B, Wisconsin State Fair Park, April 15th and 16th. 15th and 16th in West Allis, Wisconsin, right outside Milwaukee. Hope you will join us if you are able to. We doubled the size of the hall this year, so please, please, please join us. Please sponsor us. Please be a vendor. Please bring displays. We do have display space open still, so if you have if you're in the Milwaukee area and you'd like to bring a display, go ahead and send an email to us at contact@brickworld.com, and we'll do our best to get you in. What we'd like to see in that is pictures of your display, so that we can offer you an invitation. Contact us at brickworld.com. Send us pictures of your display. We'll try to get you into displaying at Milwaukee this year. We do have space left. And we would absolutely love to have you there. We love inviting new people in the community, offering you access to the local clubs and the people who have already exhibited for us for years. And of course, the resources that brings you in getting to know other people in the hobby and some of the resources that AFOLs use that you might not be aware of if you're just kind of like an at-home hobbyist right now and you haven't been online and you haven't been to the conventions and the expos. That's one of the most exciting things about Brickworld is that we can bring new people into the hobby and chant one of us at you. Okay, so DMK Mock says, hey, so I have a question.
But then they never answered the question. Oh, wait, I think they asked it later down.
Your question then.
I think you asked it later on down. It
okay,
says,
perfect.
Is Brickworld Milwaukee Expo or convention, which you already answered.
So Monica Berry said, I think I might change ours to a U-shaped space. So real quick, we're going to go over how you would do that. So you're going to go back here and you're going to go to your Fabuline Castle display because everyone's bringing Fabuline Castle. You're going to go to Edit Entry. It's going to bring you all the way back through this. All of this stays the same. More space. And you're going to switch that right here to U-shaped table layout. And you're going to go back through all the rigmarole that we already went through and change anything else that needs to be changed along the way. It gives it to you in one page this time. So if you saw that, all those other pages that took us along that progress bar are now on one page. Switch it to U-shaped table layout. Change anything else you need. If it's crazy, if it's much different than it already is, again, send us an update at layout@brickworld.com and send us a new configuration picture, and we will get that updated for you. And then it's simple as going back down here, hit an update, and then we've got the information in our table, in our database that we can download and update. But it does help because we do frequently download that table, but also sending us an email again at layout@brickworld.com to let us know that you've changed it. We'll get that done faster. It'll be easier for us to find any changes you made if you email us and let us know that you changed what you had in our database, because a lot of times they will fall through the cracks. We do check for this sort of thing, but with thousands of display space requests, we might miss it because we're not an algorithm. We're not AI. So it does. Is that Dracula from Monster Fighters? Is that the random head that I chose? I just didn't. I think it confused me because the mouth looked drippy because I thought Dracula had like fangs. Now I see more when I'm looking at, but the teeth aren't white in that. Maybe that's a Bricklink. Maybe that's a studio problem. And Stephen Greenwood says he forgot to add minifig heads. He sent me the best little display last night. Don't worry, Stephen. I knew exactly what you meant. Oh, Tricky Lug. Yeah, we got some we got some emails from them because they had whoever had submitted the display space request spelled their lug name wrong. Isn't that right? Isn't that was that Tricky Lug? Called it like Trixie Lug,
Mm,
or was that? Am I
yeah,
mixing them up? Yeah, something like that
there
happened
were
with that.
a couple different ones. Yeah.
Oh, BMK Mox. I think we already answered this question. Is Brickworld
Yep.
Milwaukee an expo or convention? I'll make this very simple for you. Brickworld Chicago is the only convention that we run. So Brickworld Milwaukee is an expo. It's a very fun expo because we've got 3 really strong local clubs that show up. Milwaukee's prolific. They've got so many different types of builders, so many unique builders, so many unique voices in what they build. So it's always exciting. Everyone's always bringing something different. They're always updating their big collabs. And we have support from Chicago as well. So we've got 5, at least 5, really strong collaborative displays that come up from Chicago. They do a lot of our shows as well. And of course, we have the Great Ball Contraption this year for the first time in Milwaukee. Actually, the second time because he was there in 2018. We're bringing in our big robotics guy, and he's going to have the Robo Rally there and a lot of his other Technic stuff. So if you're a Technic fan, there's going to be a ton to see with GBC and Robo Rally and all the other stuff that Steve Hassenplug brings. But yeah, it's basically just a 2-day. If you've been to the convention, it's like just the Saturday and Sunday of the convention without the private hours. So it's just the local clubs putting up their displays. It's a lot of fun. It's very laid back. And it's a lot of opportunity to talk to displayers, see unique vendors. And the expos, we have a lot more interactive stuff to do because we don't have the room for interactive stuff in Chicago because we want to make as much display space for AFOLs as possible. So we've been developing a number of interactive displays. So this year we're going to have our interactive city, our interactive sci-fi city, our stun spike displays, something new that Philip and Maria are developing, so it won't necessarily be available all weekend, something that they're working on, but you'll be able to meet Philip and Maria, Tim and Zach Kroll, and Dawn Sloboda from season 2. And then of course we'll have the Kids Build Challenge that Tim and Zach run, where teams of 2 can enter in a Lego Master style challenge. One team member, of course, must be 12 or under. And we run that twice a day, and there's Lego prizes. And get there as early as you can to sign up for it because they do fill up quickly. How do we become a vendor sponsor? Oh, what a great question. So to become a vendor, let's go ahead and there's 2 spots on the site, and they're on the opposite ends of our menu. So if you want to become a vendor, go ahead and hit us up at the contact tab, and there's this menu item down here, I want to vend. Click on I want to vend, and you're going to fill out this form, things that we require from our vendors. Did I hit it? Okay, we just got a little bit of a slow response there. Fill out this form, let us know which shows you want to vend at, and we'll get back to you. We have wait lists for all of our shows. So with that, I would say just be patient. Things that we require are certificates of insurance. You have to offer business insurance to us. If you are not currently set up as an LLC that has its own business insurance, we do have daily rates available through a preferred vendor. So it's definitely possible. Again, you may have to wait through a wait list. I know that there are people who have been on the wait list for Brickworld Chicago for years. If you want to be a sponsor, it's a very different route to go. However, you go down here to the tab, go to advertising, the sub menu item, and then the sub menu item is down here at sponsorship. And so, for example, for Milwaukee, you would click on Club Brickworld Milwaukee, you'd select your options, and there's a bunch of options down here. They're very pretty. I made it in a PDF, and our web designer cut those graphics up so that you can see very clearly what it is you're getting with these sponsorships. Again, we have plenty of sponsor booth room open for Milwaukee, so if you are interested in that, or you know local businesses that would be interested in sponsoring, we would love for you to send them this information, so in case they are interested, they can be part of our show and part of the Brickworld brand and the Brickworld family. Let's call it that. So Daniel, hopefully that's enough information for you. If you want more information about what I just showed you very quickly, Daniel, please send us an email at contactus@brickworld.com. We'll get back to you as soon as we can, again, because that show's coming up quick, and we do have space to fill there. We'd love to do that with sponsors. There is a vetting process. We will, of course, ask you, any sponsor that's going to be there, we'll ask them what activity they plan to do with the public and make sure that they're not hounding people and make sure that they're legit. So Fabufan Milwaukee brought a Fabuland Castle last year to Chicago. I think I remember seeing that. I know that we have a big Fabuland display coming to Milwaukee this year. It's the first time I've seen this person join the show, and the first thing he or she is bringing, I think it's a he, is bringing is Fabuland stuff. So I have to meet this person because I'm bringing a Fabuland display this year as well, because we have media shots on Thursday morning at 6 a.m. and the only way to get in there without adding an extra setup day is for me to get in there when we unload the truck and just drop a bunch of stuff on a table. And that's all I have right now is Fabuland. What else would I have? All right.
Look
All
at you
right.
being on the dot and everything.
Wow, look at all these comments tonight. This is great. This is the most comments we've had so far. People are discussing stuff with each other. This is so adorable. We're building a Brickworld community. You know what we didn't do this week, Phoebe? Is we didn't
What?
ask David Turner to make us a join us on Discord link.
We
So all these fun people who
didn't.
are conversing with each other, we don't have a Discord link for them to join, but I bet you by tomorrow, or even by tonight,
Okay.
we might be able to add it to the description or the comments of this video if they want to join us on Discord, because we're building the Brickworld community on Discord, and we don't know exactly where it's going yet. We've had some fun conversations in there, but it's just not anything consistent yet. But we want to keep Brickworld going off season. So we're going to be doing a lot of work towards getting people to join Brickworld this year in Chicago, so that if they want to collaborate together or if they want to develop presentations and workshops together, they have a space where they can do so. They don't have to worry about text, DMs, email. They have one spot that's Brickworld, and if there's a notification, it's a Brickworld notification. Then come there and talk with their friends and new people that they meet, and hopefully get some good Brickworld spirit going during the year. Maybe do some building chats, but definitely have a collaboration space for people to work together in the years to come. So hopefully it'll turn into that. That's our intention. We'll see what it actually becomes. But if you're interested in joining Discord, please check back here in, like, let's say 45 minutes. Let's say an hour and a half. Let's say an hour and a half to get a Discord link to join. It'll be a link that's good for 7 days. And hopefully you guys will come in and join us up, see what's going on out there. Maybe start some activity yourself, because we need some energy in there. Because we haven't had the Brickworld staff themselves, because our season just started. We haven't had a lot of time to put the energy towards that it deserves. So hopefully it becomes what we want it to become, and hopefully it becomes what you guys want it to become. So it's going to be more about you than it is about us. That's what Brickworld is about. It's about the LEGO fans making space for themselves, and not us forcing ourselves on you. I just heard a Discord link go. I bet you anything that was David Turner dropping me a link for Discord.
No, that was me asking him for a link.
Oh, thank you. Of course. Way to go, Phoebe.
That's what I'm here for.
Hey, Monica Berry says yeah, her husband put tricky bricks in wrong. I thought that's what it was. So Elementary said, for Chicago, when do you let people know where they will be displaying and if there are any problems with the space request? So we do any problems with the space request live. And we'll do that long before we let them know where they're displaying. And we start getting that going on April 1st. We start talking with our layout coordinators for Brickworld Chicago. And that brings me to another thing that we should be watching. Go ahead and bookmark this page if you haven't already. If you're coming to Chicago, here on the convention tab, I'm going to go ahead. This is our important dates and deadlines page. If you're on the Brickworld homepage, I'm clicking on the video. That's why it's not going anywhere. If you're on the Brickworld homepage, you go to convention, go to important dates and deadlines, because this will let you know the important dates and deadlines that are coming up. So if you are not sure if you're coming to Chicago yet, the last day for the registration price, where it's at now, $85, is, what did we say? April 30th. There we go. Early badge purchasing closes on April 30th. And if you are at the point where you've already bought a badge, but you're not sure you can make it, your last day to receive a full refund is just a little over a week away on April 1st. We keep, at that point, a $20 restocking charge. And we've got all sorts of important deadlines on here, like the last day to request display space, the last day to request mock cards. So keep an eye on this. We keep this pretty well updated, and this is solid for this year so far. We'll add more important dates and deadlines as more activities come up. But keep an eye on this, because it will keep you up to date with what needs to be done for your registration to have the best time that you possibly can at Brickworld Chicago. So good question there, Elementary, my dear Watson. If you guys actually, just to plug a place that doesn't sponsor us, if you guys don't go to newelementary.com, check that site out because it's all about the new elements that they come up with. And so if you're all about elements as opposed to sets, newelementary.com is a great site to look at because they're prolific in the way that they catalog all the new parts and all the parts and new colors that come out. And then they have contests on like how to use the new parts and certain things. And it's really a great site. I highly recommend it. Let's see. Awesome. So we get, so I was just reading these over again. DMK Mox was just saying he had a great time in Brickworld Chicago. We appreciate that a lot. We hope you have a great time the next time you're able to make it. Daniel is going to email us. Great. Thank you. Glad to hear that. And Fabby Fan Milwaukee. That was his Fabuline Castle. Great. And Stephen Greenwood wants us to push the Discord more. We will definitely do so. Yes, no, Lena, there is a Discord, and we'll be posting that up soon here. I think, oh my gosh, there's so many comments. Okay, so Titanium J. Titanium J is a great guy. He's like, I think maybe 14 years old, but he has like the deepest voice in the world. I'm kidding, he's just about to graduate college. But he's the deepest voice. He has like a Shadow Stevens voice, and he's like this small, not small, but he's young, and you just don't expect this voice to come out of him. It's just like the guy should be working on voiceover, but I think he's going to be like a physicist or something. I don't know. He's some sort of genius, but he's also a Ninjago genius. He says, if a friend and I are both displaying our own mocks at Brickworld, can one of us request display space for both of us to display at? Yes, you can. Absolutely. So there is there's a space in here. Let me go back here. I'm pretty sure we do this for the expos. Again, go to the account tab, go to my page, go to my display space. If you request a display space, add another space. You have the option down here for name of collaborators. So I would be like, I'm Mark Larson, but Titanium J, because we're going to do like a Fabuland Ninjago battle. And so, that's where you would put that in. And then just make sure that other person knows that you already submitted the display space request. And again, if either one of you is like, did we request the display space? Did you request it? Did I request it? Did either one of us request it? Again, you can go back from account to my page and go to my display space, and then you can see all the spaces you've already requested. So you don't have to run into the problem of accidentally requesting a display space twice. You can check this at any time because it'll pull it from our database, what you've requested. And again, at any point, you can edit it. So if I'm like, uh-oh, I forgot that Titanium J was part of this, I can go ahead and hit Titanium J as one of the collaborators and hit update, and then all the information is now in there. And then you could check it at any time to say that you submitted it to your friend about your Fabuland Ninjago battle that you submitted. So absolutely, yes, you can do that. Let's see, scrolling through these real quick. Let's see, Chicago, hey everyone, hey Rob. I love it. They're talking to each other. Okay, I think that's pretty much okay. So here we go. Register, got the hotel room booked. Just need to figure out flights. Okay, that's not a question for us. Can't stay through Sunday. Oh, you got to try to stay through Sunday. By the way, try to stay Sunday night because the Sunday night party. What's that?
I said it's super fun to stay Sunday night. And who wants to drive home at like midnight? Come on now.
Exactly, or even 8 o'clock. If you're going back to Kansas City, what time would you get home, Phoebe?
I would get home at like 5 a.m. So
no. Pack up your stuff, park your car or your truck or your trailer or your rental, whatever you have, and then just go back to the lobby and hang out with all the AFOLs and just relax because like everything's done. Yeah. You don't have to worry about your display. You don't have to worry about the public coming in. You don't have to worry about competitions, anything else. Everyone's relaxed. Everyone has it's my favorite night of the week. Obviously for me because my work's finally done. So also, if you see me at Sunday night, let's just talk and be people, and don't talk to me about Brickworld. Let's just be friends, and let me have a night off work. But it's the best night of the week. Honestly. It's just so much fun because everyone's laid back, everyone's having a good time, and it's just kind of a release. The more I scroll down, the more comments we get. I don't know what happened tonight, but here we go. I can't wait to see the Fabuland Ninjago battle either. Is it all right that our mocks are separate? As in, I have a mock, and he has a different mock that isn't connected to mine. Yeah, absolutely. If you guys want to display at the same table, that's the best way to make the request, is to put your mocks on one table. So he could have a Fabuland mock, and you could have a Ninjago mock, and they actually don't mix. Just make the request together, say that you need one table, especially with a one table, because we are not going to ask you anything else about it except that you want one table, and there's two people on it, and then you guys are the ones who know what's there. So that's very easy for us. If you got a friend that you want to display with, no, if it's collaborative or not, just go ahead and request the space together, and that's genius for us because it takes out a bit of the work. If you both requested a half table and put in your notes that you wanted to be next to each other, that creates a lot of extra work for us. So if you could do that work for us, oh, that's genius. We would love you for it. Definitely prefer if you have people that you want to display with, making your display space requests together. And if you're part of a lug, don't ask your lug to make all of their display space requests separately and then just put lug affiliation in there. If you're part of a lug, get one representative that can contact us to make the yes, that exactly.
You don't want you and your friend both putting in the request, and then you end up with two tables.
Exactly, which has happened, and it's like take KC Brick Lab for example. We want the person with KC Brick Lab who does their show layouts. That person is used to doing all their show layouts and can talk to us about and knows everybody's name. They're already used to contacting that person. That's the person in your lug, the person who does the layouts for your shows, who should be contacting us, because it makes it so much easier for everybody else. And we'll just give you the island that you request. And I don't know why I'm getting so excited about this, but I am. It's right there amongst separate. Can I pay for your flights? I mean, yeah, glad that I triggered a question for you. The answer is no. I wish I could, but I cannot pay for your flights, Snowlena. Sorry. A full sponsorship to get people to the con would be nice. Yeah. Agreed. Actually, we do have a couple of A full sponsorships that we're working on, and we're going to announce them this year, but they are going to be in the names of A fulls that have passed. Yay, fun.
Yay.
How about that's a pick me up. 15 character limit for the name badge. Yeah, the 15 character limit is there because it's only 1x6.
Yeah, you can't print more on 1x6 than what'll fit on the 1x6.
Sorry. Yeah, every time I look up, we got 10 more comments. So let's see. And we
do have our Discord link, by the way.
Oh, we do?
Yes. I messaged it to you and you have it on Discord, whichever one you want to pull it from.
So you sent it to my... I'm going to go ahead and, although it is, you can't click this, I'm going to go ahead and put it up on the screen. It's good for 7 days, and then I'll add it to the comments as soon as we are done. Phoebe, can you see the comments from your screen?
I can, yeah.
Are there any that I missed as I'm making this last?
In terms of questions for us?
Yeah.
I don't think so, but it does look like Monica was saying that it does look like Lug was putting in her own table reservation, so I think she's going to revise that with them.
Cool.
So that'll be good. Clean that
up. Yeah, absolutely. Never be afraid of going in like.
Not, yeah.
I would say if you are trying to herd the cats of your lug and make the display space request for them, and you find out that a lug member requested separate display space, just ask them to delete it. Go ahead and send us a message again at layout@brickworld.com to let us know that that one was deleted for your lug and you added it back to your own. But yeah, we know it's difficult, and we're used to dealing with changes. So I mean, absolutely feel free to let us know when you guys do make changes like that. And there's our Discord link. You can join us at Discord by typing in that alphabet soup. I'm going to go ahead. I muted it.
We're going to add comments, and then you don't have to worry about that.
Exactly. I'm going to do this live, and actually it'll be behind you all by 30 seconds or so. I'm just going to go ahead and post this up on YouTube if I can find my YouTube tab. There it is. I'm going to post this down in the comments, which I can't make comments on my own video. Is that true? Wait, nope, I can. I said it. There, it's in the chat now. I'm going to go ahead and edit the description as well. Nope, I can only report myself. I'll do that later. All right, I think this is. I did not intend to go an hour, but we had so much fun talking to people, and actually, this was really fun because I had like, what's that?
I said that's great.
That's
a great problem to have.
A very good problem. And I would say that like this has been great for me because I didn't have like the easiest day. I mean, it wasn't terrible by like most standards. I had like a 9.5 out of 10 instead of a 10. So it was nice to like have this energy going into the night. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for commenting. We will be back, of course, next week at this time. And I had actually a topic in mind, and I can't think of it right now. But I will make a post in the next day or two instead of the day of, so that people can prepare for what we're going to be talking about next week. I was going to go over, follow us on all our social medias, but I didn't, this is long enough as it is. We'll hit that up a little bit next time. Yeah, exactly. Not important. We're on TikTok.
I mean, everybody's on half the social media is looking at this right now anyway. So
I'm a TikToker at my age. Great. All right. Well, thank you again, everybody. We appreciate you all so much. Looking forward to seeing everybody in Chicago and Milwaukee and Secret City and Fort Wayne and Detroit and next year's Indianapolis. Appreciate everyone's support. Appreciate this community very much. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Night, Phoebe.
Guys. Bye.